What is going on, guys? This is Eski here, and I'm bringing you guys my week 5 of the Battle Union going up against Trip and the Dallas Staravias. And this battle is gonna be a bit late because first I had to restart I had to reset my computer, and for some reason OBS doesn't work anymore. So I downloaded the Camtasia and recorded with it, but then I found out that the audio wasn't working because I was using the wrong microphone for some reason. And then this was all by Friday, so I didn't have any more time. So, and then I work on the weekends. I don't really have much time after. So this probably be up on Monday, hopefully. And yeah, that's about it. So, uh, going to this battle, you guys know what I'm bringing. As for 3Ps, bring the Caesar, the Dry Knight, the Mega Man Chef, the Celebi, the Arcanine, the Typhlosions. Now, out of these 6, I only didn't see him bring the Caesar, to be honest, because I do have many ways to deal with it. And also, I did expect the Snorlax with the Assault Vest variant. So this is not all bad because it does mean that my Typhlosion can put in work late game, as well as my Sweepers in Thunderous and Infernape if he doesn't have a Scarf Dragonite or Scarf Arcanine, which are his most likely Scarfers, because I do see his Celebi be Cleric set with rocks. His Mega Man Chef doesn't outspeed any of my Infernape or Thunderous, and I don't see him bring a Scarf Flores, to be honest. So I didn't know what exactly he wanted to lead with. I thought that maybe a Celebi or a Caesar would be his most likely leads, but so I kind of decided to lead with the Sableye because I can either Will-O-Wisp something or just go straight up for a knockoff right off the bat. But he starts off with Florges, and I was like, does he lose anything going for Moonblast? Nah, I don't think he does. He loses anything going for Moonblast. He can't break my Scarf sturdy anyway, so I just decided to stay in and go for Metal Burst. But he decides to switch out, and now I'm like, damn, now I show him my Metal Burst on my Sableye. So I just went for a knockoff on the Celebi because why not? Because Celebi can't really touch me, but he switched out into his Florge, and now since I show him the Metal Burst, he can just do anything that I don't like. So I'm just gonna switch out into my Skarmory as he pulls the double onto Celebi once again. So kudos to him. So I go into my Skarmory, and Celebi can't really touch me, so I'm just gonna set up my rocks as he does go for the Shockwave, which is like, goddamn. So I go for my Stealth Rocks, and then next turn I know I can take another Shockwave, so I'm just gonna go for the Roost and be back at as much HP as I can. But he shows me the Calm Mind, so he's probably a Calm Mind, recover Shockwave, and either Psychic or Giga Drain with his Celebi. That's what I think at the moment. And I've seen this set before, and I'm pretty sure that he's max HP, max defense Celebi with no special defense investment. So I'm gonna be back at full, and now I do a bad play here. In my eyes now, I decided to click Whirlwind here, and what I should have done is go into my Thunderous because Shockwave was pretty obvious there if he knows he was gonna be Whirlwinded out. So I could have gone into my Thunderous and get a nasty plot up and basically sweep from there, to be honest, because it will take out the Florges, it will take out the Celebi at +1, it will be take out the Dragonite, the Caesar, the Mega Magician would stop me because of Fake Out though. But I will win him out into Dragonite, and that is a bad situation. I didn't know he was Dragonite. I thought he was a special offensive Dragonite or a mixed with Flamethrower, so I switch out into my Cresselia just to take it. And he shows me the Dragonite, and since he has leftovers, he can be a bit bulky. So I decided to go for the Trick because the only really strong move to attack me, it's gotta be either Outrage or Dragon Claw, and if I can lock him in into one of those, that's all perfect. He goes for the Outrage. Outrage is actually a roll on Cresselia to either 2-hit KO8 or not, because it does between 47% and 53, 54, something like that. But unfortunately for me, he does get a good roll on both of those Outrages, and that is my Cresselia dead. So I'm gonna go into my Sableye, and I'm gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp. If I missed the Will-O-Wisp right here, I would have been swept by this Dragonite, no doubts about it. So I do land the Will-O-Wisp, and the Outrage at -1 still does a shit ton of damage to my Sableye. But the thing is that I can recover stall him. I'm just gonna go for recovery. And since he's confused, he does have that chance of being hit by confusion. So he's gonna do just that. Get hit by his own confusion, and then with burn he's below health. And now at this point, his dry knight is basically useless. So I know I can take two outrages from with Skarmy from this point on. So he actually sent out confusion, which is nice for him. And he's gonna go for the outrage. It does, I think, 27%, something like that. Yes. And then I can just recover with Roost. And since I'm gonna be slower than him, it will mean that I can just keep on going for Roost until this Dragon Knight kills himself with Burn or Confusion. So I'll be back at 30 unless he critted me right here, but he doesn't. So this is all going well so far, because even though Corsellia went down, locking him into outrage was a nice thing overall, to be honest. Though I would really like to keep my Corsellia alive and just kill this Dry Knight, but you can't have everything, so I'm just gonna keep on boosting here. And I think he actually outrages right here, and I'm just gonna go for the Roost and be back at full, because why not? Because I can't really hit this Skarmory and this Dry Knight, and I would rather whenever he dies that I'll be back at my 30, so I can see what I can do from there. So I think he's gonna get hit by Confusion. Yes, he does, and down goes the Dry Knight, and I just went for a Roost, as I said, doesn't really matter. And I'm back at my 30, so he's gonna go into his Ailey, which is the Caesar, and I'm like, why do you go into Caesar? He'll probably just go for a default, so I just decided to go for the Brave Bird. I originally did have Heatwave on the Skarmory, but after that battle with Enzo, I just decided I gotta run Whirlwind now every day, and thank God I do, because he actually has Calm Mind Celebi, as you guys see, and he also has Calm Mind Typhlosions. Spoilers, doesn't really matter though. So I go for the Brave Bird. I do around 25% to this Caesar, so I'm like, okay, but I saw that he's faster than me, and he has Eden Power 5, and that means that I can't 1v1 this Caesar anymore with Skarmory, which is bad, really bad. So what I'm going to do here, since I set up my rocks, he'll either go for the default or he'll go for another Eden Power Fire on the Skarmory. So I'm going to go into Typhlosion. Now, here is another bad play on my part. I go into Typhlosion. I can take a hit for fire, I can take a default, whatever. I know he's going to switch out. And his most likely switch-ins are either Arcanine or the Florges. And that means I'm going to have to pull back a double into my Infernape, expecting one of those two, as it does bring in the Arcanine. And what I should have done was just straight up gone into Infernape, because I would have been able to get a free Swords Dance. So he's gonna go into Arcanine, he's gonna put me at -1, but Swords Dance I'm gonna be at +1, and it's a roll with Stone Edge to kill this guy or not. But he's gonna go for the Flamethrower, as you guys see, and this Flamethrower is important because now he's gonna go for the Extreme Speed, and as you guys see, Extreme Speed does quite some damage. I'm gonna go for a Stone Edge. It's a roll to take out this Arcanine or not. I don't get a roll. Arcanine leaves. I can leave another Extreme Speed. I calculated, I saw it, and I'm like, this was the point where I realized that going into Typhlosion was a bad play, because Extreme Speed will put me in range of just one more life for it, and my Infernape will go down alongside the Arcanine. Although I did take the Arcanine out, I lost Infernape, which could have done a lot of work against his team. And even if he went into the Mega Medicham after, I could have just come into my Sableye, because Sableye is my best switch in on his Mega Medicam. And I would have saved my Infernape for a strong hit on either the Florges, the Caesar, the Celebi, whatever. And yeah, now that was a bad play going to Typhlosion, I admit that. But he's gonna go into his Florges, I'd go into my Sableye because I thought he was gonna go into Mega Medicham because it was the best opportunity for him to probably get this fake out off in the Mega Evolution. But he shows me Calm Mind Cresselia, and this was a point that I really was glad that I did bring Whirlwind with me. So I did go for the Whirlwind. Inside I should have gone for Roost, Brave Bird Roost, then Whirlwind, or basically just keep on taking him out with the Brave Bird. So he's gonna go into his Mega Medicham, and he know I have to switch out here, so I'm gonna switch out into my Sableye, and here I make a couple more bad plays. It's not more bad plays, but just you guys can see he's gonna go for a Calm Mind. I'm gonna go for the knockoff because I want to get this LB rid of his leftovers, and at this point I'm thinking, what does he have to hit me? He can Giga won't do much, so I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he shows me the Shadow Ball, and I'm like, okay, and Shadow Ball does a bit below half, so I'm gonna go for the recover. He knows I'm gonna go for the recover here, and I think he goes for a recover of his own, and no, he actually goes for the Calm Mind. Now here's where I'm like, what do I do against this Celebi? I wanted to switch out into Thunder so bad, but I didn't want to risk him being one of those guys that just because he can kill us, my Sableye now, he can just go for another Shadow Ball. So I decided to stay and go for the Metal Burst, take on the roll because I think it was a roll with +2s. And now here I stayed in once again, and I'm like, okay, this Celebi is at +3 now, and I'm like, what do I do? So I'm gonna go for the knockoff, and right here I know that he's gonna recover now, and I do finally go out into my Thunders 2 turns late because once again I'm burning one of my main sweepers in this battle, and from here on I was just like, I gotta go for the Nasty Plot. He can just go for a Shadow Ball, and that would be bad. So I'm gonna go for the Nasty Plot, and I do go to +2. I do have the Sludge Wave. He's gonna go for the Shadow Ball. It does not kill me. I did count. He gets a Special Defense Storm. Doesn't really matter. And now Sludge Wave max does around 77%, between 70% and 77%. Once again, I don't get the roll, and the Celebi leaves and can't kill me with the Shadow Ball, and I'm like, oh, I'm being unlucky with the rolls today. It's fine because I can still take this battle. He's gonna die to burn, which means that Sableye does get a kill. And at this point I only have Typhlosion, Skarmory, and Infernape left. And my only way is to get in the Skarmory on the Skarmory with the most amount of health against the Florges, so I can start going for Brave Birds on it. So unfortunately he does go into Mega Medicham, and I know that he can just kill me with the Mach Punch, High Jump Kick or a Fire Punch from there. So I decided to go into my Sableye, which is my best response to this guy, and he shows me Toxic, which means that he's probably Zen Headbutt for the Mega Venusaur, High Jump Kick for the most powerful move on the game with the Mega Medicham, Toxic and Fake Out, which means that he can't touch my Sableye anymore, so that is fine. So I decided to pull a double because I know he's gonna switch out there against me because he can't touch me anymore, and he will be also fearing a Will-O-Wisp. So I'm gonna go into my Skarmory. He's gonna go for the Calm Mind. I knew I could take a +1 Moonblast with the Florges even after Roost, so I did go for my Roost, and then this is where I fuck up. Once again, I played really badly this game. I admit I played really badly. I didn't have any luck on my side with the rolls, it's true, but mostly my plays were not the best. So he's gonna go for the Shadow Ball. It doesn't do half. What I should have done here was just go for the Brave Bird, but I went for my rocks. I'm like, oh, fuck. I went for my rocks because I could kill the Mega Medicham with the Brave Bird after Stealth Rock, so that was my reason. But inside I should have just gone for the Brave Bird, then Roost, Brave Bird, Roost, and I wouldn't be able to come out on top against these Florges. But stupid me went for Stealth Rocks. Hey, it's fine. So he's just gonna keep on going for Moonblast. And once again, I go for a Whirlwind instead of going for the Brave Bird, which is fine. And here is where the game changes. He's gonna be dragged on into Mega Mayhem. And at this point I was distracted because I was also listening to music, and the music stopped, and then I'm like, then my father calls me and I'm like, okay. And I pressed Typhlosion and I'm like, at this point, because he was taking some time to make his move, and I'm like, I was praying all the time that he would miss the high jump kick or didn't go for it. And at this point I just quit on the game and I just let him kill my Scarry. I didn't really care anymore about it because the only way for me to win this was probably just recover stall, Roost stall, and I hate that, and I just let him take. So unfortunately, sending in Typhlosion at that point was just the worst. It was a misclick, but it happens. Because I knew at this point this set would be toxic with fake out, Zenith Butt, and high jump kick. I had no reason to send in my Typhlosion, and then he can just go for the Calm Minds, because I would have done the same because I do have that Roselli Berry, and he probably thinks that I do have the Roselli Berry as well, so 1 or 2 Calm Minds is enough to take out the Sableye. But this is gonna be the game. It's gonna be 3-0 in Trip's favor, but yeah, I don't know what to say. I was kind of bummed after the battle, to be honest, because sending in Typhlosion on a misclick against a mid jump, there was no reason not to. There was no reason to send in my win, but it is what it is. And at this point, I think I do have to win my last 3 games, and I do have to win by much to make the playoffs. And the other guys, they have to lose all their games, but it is what it is. This was a really bad season, to be honest. But now I can just play more freely and whatever. I kind of lost motivation after this battle, sending in Typhlosion like that, because I could have really taken that battle, to be honest, with Typhlosion at the end. But it is what it is. But guys, this will be all for today. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and I'll catch you guys next time. So peace.